Hello and welcome to Nerdy and Flirty. Woo, woo, woo. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. I am so excited for this episode today because this episode is one that is definitely going to set the tone for the rest of the episodes coming up. This episode is it. It has everything you need to know about every single dimension of wellness. Before I get into that, though, I just want to say happy November. It is the beginning of November, so if you haven't done so already, make sure you do some kind of monthly reset, whether it's creating a vision board, whether it's doing your budget, or doing the reset that I talked about in the last episode. Grab your journal, reflect, set goals. It's always a good time to start it, whether it's a Wednesday, a Friday, a Sunday, whatever day of the week, it does not matter. But sit down and spend some time to reflect and get ready for this new month. So today we're going to talk about the dimensions of wellness, like I said. And if you've never heard of them before, the dimensions of wellness basically explain that there is so much more to your wellness than just your physical body. Lately, we've been kind of learning that because mental health specifically has become a huge topic, which is amazing. But there is still so much more to address when it comes to your wellness. If you want to have balanced wellness, it's important to look at every single dimension to see where you're falling short, which areas need improvement, and which ones you're doing great at. If I was your personal trainer and you came to me wanting to work on fitness, of course that would be a priority, but I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't also address every dimension of wellness that goes on in your life. For example, you may be less likely to do the at-home workout I schedule for you if you have kids at home, or you may be less likely to show up to the gym all the time because you work late every single night. Those things really do have an impact on your physical health. And it's important to be realistic about that and create a plan that addresses those things rather than just ignoring them or avoiding them to follow this quote-unquote workout plan you saw somewhere that might not be attainable for your lifestyle. The dimensions of wellness explains how all of these dimensions integrate with each other. So when one is doing poorly, another one might do poorly as well, or vice versa. All of them integrate and connect with each other and give explanation on why your wellness is where it's at. It gives a more accurate representation on evaluating your wellness. So today I'm going to go through all 8 dimensions, their names, what they're about, and step by step what to do in each one to help improve your health in each dimension. So while you're listening to this, I want you to think about which dimensions you do really well in and which ones you think you might need to improve in, and listen closely to the steps to kind of check in with yourself, see where you're at, and see which ones you might need to do a little bit more of. Also, I do just want to say that while you're listening to this episode, keep this saying in mind. You can have it all, just not all at the same time, and that is okay. And when it comes to the dimensions of wellness, it's okay to be lacking in some of them because it all ebbs and flows. Sometimes your physical health might be the best, but your social health isn't. Sometimes your emotional health might be great, but your spiritual health isn't. Whatever it is, it's all okay for that to happen. This episode is just to help you bring awareness to where you're at and understand yourself a little bit more. You can have it all, just not all at the same time, and that is okay. So let's get into it. So we're going to start with physical because that is the most obvious one that everyone thinks about when they think about wellness. So when it comes to your physical health, this is everything about your physical body. When it comes to reaching physical health, I like to start with sleep. When I'm tired, everything else is harder. I'm moodier, my immune system is worse, I definitely don't want to work out, I don't eat as healthy. When I'm tired, I am not doing the best that I can, even just in my physical health alone. So I like to start with sleep because that one directly affects all of the others. For adults, it's recommended between 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. But when I say 7 to 9 hours, I don't just mean sleeping laying in your bed. I mean high quality sleep. High quality sleep is being able to fall asleep pretty quickly and sleeping straight through the night. Some ways to do this are: first, set the mood, dim your lights, put your phone away. I like to keep my phone out of my bedroom completely so that I'm not even tempted to go on it when I'm in my bedroom. I know when I'm in there, it's sleep time. You should feel relaxed in your bedroom. It's going to help you fall asleep faster, get you in that winding down mood, that bedtime routine. And I know not everyone has the same schedule of waking up with the sun and going to bed with the sun. If that's you, try to emulate that as much as possible by getting blackout curtains or getting one of those alarm clocks that lights up just to get your circadian rhythm into a regular flow. That is going to set you up for success when it comes to your sleep. Also, just having a consistent nighttime and wake up routine. If you know you go to bed around the same time every single night and wake up around the same time every morning, your body is going to get used to that, and you're going to be able to fall asleep faster, sleep better, and just feel more awake when you actually wake up. The next thing is going to be your water intake. And water is super, super important for a lot of things that go on in our body. Our cells need water. Our body needs water to do all the amazing functions it's supposed to do, like transport things, get reactions started, regulate our temperature, all these important things for our body. And also, if you feel like you're hungry all the time, you might just be dehydrated. So when it comes to drinking water, there's an important formula or an easy formula that I can give you to know how much you should drink. So what I want you to do is take your body weight in pounds, divide it by 2, and that is a good estimate of how much water you should drink in ounces per day. So for example, if someone weighs 200 pounds, they should drink 100 fluid ounces of water per day. Now, some factors can influence your water, such as your caffeine, if you're in the heat a lot, if you sweat a lot, if your job is super physical, those things can all impact how much water you need, but on average, that is a good formula for you to use. Also, when I say drinking water, I mean clear water. I do not mean LaCroix sparkling water with different additives in it. I don't mean water with a lemonade packet in it. I definitely don't mean coffee. I know some people love to make the joke that coffee is water. I mean crystal clear water with nothing else in it. If you hate drinking water, you can add in amino acids, you can add in electrolytes, you can add a lemon. Those things make the taste a little bit better, but trying to drink clear water as much as possible is really going to help you out. So now that we have our sleep in check, we have our water in check, now we can talk about movement. As a trainer, I get a lot of questions about what the best types of exercise are, and I always answer with the same answer, and that is the best workout is going to be the one that you do. So I could tell you the benefits of strength training, I could tell you the benefits of Pilates, of yoga, of bar, I can tell you the benefits of every single workout, but at the end of the day, if you're not going to do it, it's not going to work. So doing a workout that you enjoy will make you much more likely to be consistent with your routine. If you hate the gym, there are so many other types of workouts, and I'm going to do a whole episode on this, but find a workout or a movement that you like to do. For example, I love yoga and I love dancing. I do those things so often during the week because they don't feel like workouts to me. But going to the gym is a conscious effort that I try to make. And lately, honestly, I haven't been making it because I just haven't felt like going to the gym. But everything ebbs and flows. The important thing is that you're moving your body. For adults, the recommended amount of physical activity is at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise and at least 2 days of resistance training per week. So that would be 5 days a week for 30 minutes, which you can definitely do, whether that's through walking, rollerblading, dancing, finding a sport. Find things that you enjoy and do them and get your body moving, especially if you work a sedentary job. I know a lot of us work jobs where we're seated most of the day, so we have to make an extra conscious effort to get up and get moving. The last part of our physical health that we're going to talk about is nutrition. And as a nutritionist, I definitely will do more episodes about this. But the big rule of thumb that I like to say when it comes to nutrition is focus on whole, unprocessed foods as much as possible. So those are the things that don't really have barcodes, like fruits, vegetables, meats, rice, whole grains, things that are in their most natural form as possible. So things that haven't been super processed are going to be the best for us. And focusing on protein in every single meal, that's going to help curb your hunger, maintain your weight, build lean muscle mass, help with recovery after exercise or injury, provide your body with essential amino acids. All of those things come from protein. A lot of us do not fuel our bodies properly when it comes to protein, so just make sure you prioritize it in every single meal. Okay, so that is our physical health. Now I want to go into our emotional health, which is another one that people know about. This is your mental health. These are your thought patterns, your reaction patterns, your emotions, your feelings, and how you process and deal with all of them. I took a mental health class in college, and something that stuck with me was when my professor said that healthy mental health is being able to feel a wide range of emotions. So, mental health is not being happy all the time, it's being able to feel every emotion and dealing with it and processing it. So, in order to take care of yourself in this dimension, I always like to mention journaling as one of the things to help you even understand your thought patterns. They say that we think the same thoughts for 95% of our day. And as humans, we have over 70,000 thoughts per day. If your inner dialogue is a negative one, that will definitely impact your emotional health negatively. So something that I love to do is morning pages from The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. It's writing out 3 pages every single day in the morning of just unwarranted, unscripted journaling. It's exactly what's in your head, whether it's all over the place, whether it's negative, happy, whatever it is, it's writing out exactly what you're thinking for 3 pages straight. Even if it's, I have nothing to write today, I need to put the turkey in the oven, whatever you're thinking, you're writing it out. Doing this really helped me understand the same repetitive thoughts I was having all the time. So journaling is going to be a big one to understanding your feelings and thoughts. Another thing to do is surround yourself with supportive people. We're going to get into social health, but make sure you have supportive people around you that can help you deal with your feelings, your emotions, especially in those difficult times. Prioritize your physical health. So we talked about your physical health because when that's out of line, sometimes our emotional health doesn't do as well either. I know when I'm tired, my emotions are less accurate than they are when I'm not tired and well rested. When I'm thirsty, my emotional health is not doing as well either. So making sure you prioritize those other dimensions, like I said, they're all integrated. Another thing to do in this dimension is scheduling self-care and relaxing time. A lot of us are hustle, 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 always trying to do more, never feeling like we're doing enough. If that's you, make sure you schedule time to fully unwind and relax. Guilt-free relaxation. I know for me, I have a hard time not feeling guilty when I relax. So I like to schedule in my calendar sometimes that I need to do some self-care and relaxing, and having it in my calendar makes me feel productive and it soothes this weird thing that I have in my head, but I know I'm not the only one thinking that. So schedule out your decompression time. And then lastly, see someone, see a therapist, see a health and wellness coach, see someone that can help you coach you through your thought patterns, your emotions, etc. Sometimes you just need someone that is uninvolved in your life to listen to you, and that is okay. They are experts for a reason. Okay, so now let's get into the dimensions that people don't really talk about. Our third dimension of wellness is going to be our social health. So when it comes to evaluating your social health, this is going to be every relationship you have in your life. Who are the people around you? They say that you're a combination of the 5 closest people around you. So look at your social circle. How are your friends? How are your family? How are your coworkers? How are your romantic partners? Not only is it healthy to have healthy relationships and supportive people around you, but these people also have a high impact on your wellness in general. Sometimes that toxic friend is the reason our mental health isn't so good. Sometimes that toxic coworker circle is the reason we have issues in our wellness, right? So it's important to evaluate the people around you, and not just physically around you, but also digitally. Who are the people you're following? What content are you constantly consuming? These things nowadays also matter when it comes to your social wellness. They say you are the people around you, but you're also the people you follow. Go through your phone and clear out some of the people that you know make you feel bad. I know that when I have TikTok downloaded on my phone, every other dimension of wellness for me is just destroyed. I don't move as much. I spend time distracted. My mindset is all over the place. I feel bad about myself. I compare myself more. All of these things happen. So I know for me, I don't have TikTok on my phone. I want you to do a realistic and honest reflection on yourself. Are you following people that make you feel bad? Are you following certain things online that make you feel bad? Do a realistic evaluation of your digital circle because this also impacts your social health. So, what to do? Besides going through your social following, evaluate and assess the relationships you have in your life. You are allowed to redefine the roles people play in your life. If someone is just a friend to go out with, that's okay. But don't expect them to be the friend that's there for you when you're going through a breakup. It's important to kind of categorize your friends and your family and the people in your life where they accurately belong. I know when I graduated college, I had a really hard time with this because I expected certain friends to do certain things when our relationships just weren't that kind of way. While you're doing this, figure out where you might need more. Do you need more friends to go out with? Do you need more friends that can listen to you? Do you need your family members to be kept at a distance? Whatever it is, figure it out that works with where they are right now. Because at the end of the day, people will only change if they want to. So protect yourself and put people where they belong right now. To build intimate friendships, listen to other people and share your experiences where it fits. A deep friendship and deep connection doesn't happen just from keeping everything surface level. It is important to put yourself out there and build deep relationships by sharing your experiences. Make an effort to reach out to people in your life, your friends, your family, the people around you. Ask the person next to you in yoga if they want to get coffee. Make an effort. It's not always going to come straight to you. It's important that you are also welcoming this friendship or this relationship into your life, and the universe will give it to you. When I graduated college and moved back to New Jersey, I had a challenging time creating friendships here because I moved back to New Jersey. And a way that I made friends was getting involved in activities that I really enjoyed. And for a while, it was just me going by myself. And through these activities, I started to meet like-minded people, reconnect with people I knew before, and create these really authentic and amazing friendships that I wouldn't have had if I didn't put myself out there. Okay, next one is going to be our spiritual health. So spiritual health is connecting to a higher purpose. Are you connecting to your purpose? Do you have purpose in your life? Do you have meaning in your life? It's important to find meaning, purpose, values that you deeply connect to help you get through this life. This can be religion, but it can also be a lot of other things that are spiritual without being going to church. So in order to build your spiritual health up, if you are religious, you can join a community. But if you're not, find a community where you share like-minded beliefs and values. Maybe that's a yoga studio, maybe it's an art studio, maybe it's a martial arts studio. Whatever it is, find somewhere that feels like home and feels like a family, that you can connect to a deep purpose, you can talk deep ideas, you can share those like-minded beliefs and values. Another tangible step to do for spiritual health is volunteer. Give back. There is nothing like giving for the only purpose other than giving. A lot of us let that kind of go, especially as we become adults. We don't volunteer as much. I know in high school and middle school, it's put together for us. We volunteer at the SPCA. We do whatever we can. And then as we get adults, we get busy and we stop doing it. But there is nothing that is going to make you feel better than just giving to other people. Give your knowledge. Give physical things that you have. Give food away. Give. And you will feel connected to humanity, to the people around you, to the universe, whatever you believe in. Giving will always connect you to something good and something powerful. The next thing is going to be spending time in nature. If you don't know your spirituality, you don't know what community you might want to join, spend time in nature. Spend time in the most natural elements that you can. That is going to help connect you to yourself, to your higher purpose, all of those things that are just going to make you feel good. And lastly, meditate. Spend peaceful time alone, meditating, focusing on your breath. That is spirituality. I know it's really hard. I know when I first started doing it, my mind would race. I would get so restless. I just felt like I had to move all the time. but meditation is like a muscle, and the more you do it, the better you get. I still cannot meditate for a super long time, but over time it gets easier and it gets better. So just try it. If you really are struggling with meditation, follow a guided meditation. That is going to give your mind something to focus on and make it a little bit easier. Okay, how are you guys feeling? We are halfway through all of the dimensions of wellness, and the next one is a fun one because we're talking about intellectual health. So our intellectual health is our learning as an individual. Are you constantly learning and growing and maintaining curiosity in life? Even though you might not be in school anymore, it's important to constantly keep your brain and your body learning something new. Not only does it give you purpose and something to focus on, but it also helps your brain health immensely. A lot of us think that children and young people learn so much quicker because they're younger, but actually it's just because a lot of us stop learning when we become adults. There are many studies that go into the decline of learning as we age, especially after the age of 30. But as soon as people jump back into it, their brains remember how to do it and start working better than when they were younger. There are so many studies, it's insane, and I will definitely link some in the show notes below. But it's important to keep our brains and our bodies learning something new. So let's go through some things you can do to help with your intellectual health. First is reading. Reading is a pretty obvious one, but if you've been out of the game for a little bit, it doesn't matter what you read. Just pick up a book that interests you, whether it's fiction, fact, thriller, whatever interests you, pick it up and read it and get your body back in motion of learning something. Another thing that I've been really into is word searches or any kind of puzzle. Lately, that has been my nighttime routine instead of watching TV or doing anything like that. I love to do word searches. There's something about finding the words and highlighting them in a physical book that is just so fun to me. And it really gets my brain thinking. I'm learning new words from it. All the word searches are different like categories or themes. So I'm really learning a lot without even realizing it. So if you like puzzles, Sudoku, anything like that, a puzzle is a great way to keep your intellectual health optimal. Podcasts are another great way to learn. Same with YouTube videos, anything like that. Find a podcast or YouTube video on a topic that interests you and learn something new. Another thing would be learning a new language, really anything that you want to learn. The main thing is to be eager, to challenge your mind, to put yourself as a beginner again, and maintain curiosity for lifelong learning. Okay, so our next one is environmental health. Our environmental health can be a lot of things because it's everything that surrounds us. Environmental health includes some of the more obvious things like litter and recycling and things that are about the environment's health, but it's also about your direct environment, like mold in your house, toxins, do you have direct sunlight? When it comes to your environment, you have to think about all of the environments that you spend your time in. What's your work environment like? What's your home environment like? Where else do you spend your time? Is the feeling dark? Is it light? Is it stressful? Is it happy? Is there loud music? Do you have plants in your house? Are you able to get outside? Do you spend time outside? Do you spend time in nature? Or do you live in a city? Do you go to the woods? Are you near a body of water? All of these things impact your environmental health. So some easy things to do for your environmental health is get fresh air. Get outside, open your windows when you can, open your blinds, try to get as much sunlight and fresh air around you as much as possible. Another thing is going to be get some plants. I know a lot of us spend a lot of time inside, so trying to emulate natural elements as much as possible is going to help your inside environment. Plants also purify your air. They're great for your office, great for your home. I have plants everywhere. They make me so happy when I look at them, and they also are doing a great job purifying my air. And lastly, try to control as much as you can when it comes to your environment. Unfortunately, you're not always going to be in control of the air pollution or the loud music your job has to play because you work in a gym or certain things that you just have no control over. But if you do have control over it, take control, make it a more positive, healthier space. Going along with this is your occupational health. So occupational health first involves what your job actually is. Are you exposed to toxins? Are you exposed to dust? Is it really physical? Are you sedentary? What's your job actually like? But then it's also the feeling of your job. Are you satisfied with your work every day? Do you feel like you contribute positively? What is your work-life balance like? These things are also part of your occupational health, and this can be a big contributor on why some of your other dimensions might be lacking. I know some jobs have some healthy lifestyle programs already involved in the job, maybe like workout classes or a gym in the office. Things like that are a positive thing in occupational health. And then some jobs, you're outside, you're in the elements, you're exposed to dust all day. It's very physical, demanding on your body, and those things might be a little bit more negative on your occupational health. You might not have control over every single thing in this dimension, but there are a few things that you can do. First thing is going to be evaluate your work-life balance. Are you taking breaks when you can? Do you have a dedicated workspace and rest space? Do you constantly feel overwhelmed, or do you feel like you manage the work that you do? Having work-life balance is really important, and there will be times where you have to work more and play less, but there also needs to be times where you're able to play as well. So it's important to evaluate your work-life balance and take accountability when you're doing it to yourself. I know sometimes I'll be like, I am so stressed out, but then I realize it's because I said yes to a million optional projects just because I couldn't say no. Like, evaluate where you can say no, where you can take breaks, and do the things that you want to do that make you feel like you're really contributing positively. It's important to find ways to achieve your purpose at work. Even if your job is not your 1000% dream job, find ways to do projects you're interested in, tasks you're interested in, things that really excite you, because that is going to leave you more fulfilled every single day. And then our last one is financial health. Finances are a big, big thing in your life, and it would be naive if I didn't address that finances are a big part of your health. Finances impact where you can get a gym membership, what type of nutrition you can do. Finances impact every single thing, but there are things that you can do to improve your financial health. Financial health is considered living within your means and being able to make informed financial decisions. So if you are financially healthy, that means that you prepare for the short term and the long term. You make informed decisions, you live within your means, and you do as much as you can to limit your financial stressors. So how do we do this? Well, the first thing you can do is track your spending and figure out where you're even spending your money. I talked a little bit about this in my last episode because I do this every month, and it is so eye-opening to see where you spend the majority of your money or a large portion of your money. If a lot of your disposable income, so income that isn't dedicated to bills and things you need to live, is going towards subscriptions and things that you don't necessarily need, you might not be too happy with the couple $100s you spend every single month on subscriptions you don't use. By tracking your spending, you're going to become more aware of where your money's going, and therefore you'll have more control on where it can go in the next month. Another thing to do is going to be pay off your debts, or try to pay off your debts as much as possible. I'm going to do an episode about this in the future because I paid off my student loans. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And I know just how stressful it can be to have debt leaning over your head all the time. Work towards paying your debts so that you can have more flexibility in the future. You have to set yourself up for the short term and the long term in order to optimize your financial health. And lastly, if you have some extra income that you can put away, start investing, build an emergency savings, get a retirement plan together. If you don't know what to do in this, obviously I'm not a financial advisor, but speak to someone who is. I recently met with a financial advisor, and it really opened my eyes to how I need to start preparing for retirement even though I'm only 23. And this expert will go through with you what's reasonable for you and make a plan that fits with your lifestyle, with your income, with your needs. So if you have no idea what you're doing, talk with an expert. They will be there to help you. That's what their job is. And don't be afraid to do this just because it's outside of your comfort zone. Okay, so that about does it. Those are our 8 dimensions of wellness. Thank you for coming this far. I know this episode is a lot longer than the one before, but I thought it would be really important to do a whole episode on all of the dimensions because in the upcoming episodes, I want to go in depth into each one. I want to do episodes completely about nutrition, completely about fitness, about sleep, all the things that are sciencey and just research backed. That is my passion. So I will definitely be doing more episodes every single Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Follow the Instagram at Nerdy and Flirty Pod. Follow me on Instagram if you want at Cass Camp. And follow the podcast. Follow it on Apple. Follow it on Spotify. Follow it wherever you're listening. It will really help me out. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for supporting this. I'm so excited to be here, and I will talk to you guys next week. Woohoo! Have a good day. Bye.